Hey everyone, so welcome back to my channel. I'm starting a new series. Here. I'm starting a new series on my channel. Well, first series on my channel, and it is going to be all about serial killers. So this right here, and what's on the back, is notes about the first serial killer I will be talking about, and that is the Zodiac killer. The first thing you need to know about him, we suspect it's a him, is the person has never been caught. And it's possible that there could be copycats out there that continued his work, or that person just could have been young when they did it. So, he did his killings between 1960 and 1970. His victims were four men and 3 women between the ages of 16 and 29. 5 confirmed victims, 2 injured, possibly 20 to 28 total victims. The first victims were David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen. David Faraday was age 17 and Betty Lou Jensen was age 16. They were both shot and killed on December 20th, 1968. They were on their first date, and they parked at about 10:15. Another car parked next to them prior to 11 o'clock. This is all at night. The killer exited the car and walked towards the couple's car. Betty Lou exited the car first. David was halfway out when the killer shot him in the head. Betty Lou ran, but the gun was gunned down 28 feet from the car. 5 shots through her back of her head. Killer drove off. Bodies were found shortly after 11 a.m. or 11 p.m. Reading, not my strong suit. So this guy killed a couple on their first date. Not how you want a date to go. Second victims, Mike Mangio, age 19, and Darlene Farron, age 22. They were both shot July 4th, 1968. Before midnight, the two drove into a park. The couple sat in a car, and a second car pulled in, then immediately left. I do not write very well. 10 minutes later, the car returns. The killer approached the passenger's side, carrying a flashlight and a 9mm larger, whatever, I can't speak. The killer shot at them, firing 5 times. Both were hit. Killer shot 2 more times before driving off. Darlene was killed, but Michael survived. So, he survived a killing and survived to see who the guy that shot him and killed Darlene was. The other victims were Brian Hartnell, age 20, and Cecilia Shepard, age 22. They were both stabbed on September 27th, 1969. The couple were picnicking. A man wearing a black executioner's type hat or hood with a cross with a plus sign circle around it approached them with a gun, claimed to be an escaped convict, told Cecilia to tie Brian up, then tied her up. The man stabbed them both repeatedly while laughing. The killer stabbed Cecilia 24 times. Brian survived, but Cecilia died. The next victim, and the last victim that I could find, is Paul Stein, age 29. He was a cab driver. He was shot and killed the 11th of October, 1969. The killer shot Paul in the back of the head, stole his wallet and keys, took a section of Paul's bloody shirt. The killer walked past 2 policemen but was not caught. How could you walk past 2 policemen and not be caught? It was because the police were given the wrong physical description. They were given the description of a male And they originally were told white, but in the dispatcher's communication, they discommunicated to the male to be black. So when the Zodiac walked right past the cops, they didn't suspect that it was him. Now, the Zodiac had communications through cryptogrammed letters with not only the police, but the newspaper too. And he wanted his letters to be put out into the world. And barely anybody, there was only one person that could actually decode the, I guess, the code that that the Zodiac had put together. And it was a high school history teacher and his wife. And one of the snippets that they found was, and this is gonna sound terrible. It says, "I like killing people because it is so much fun. It is more fun than killing wild game in the forest because man is the most dangerous of them all to kill. Something gives me the most thrilling experience. It's even better than getting your rocks off with a girl. The best part is that when I die, I will be reborn in paradise, and they I have killed will become my slaves. I will not give you my name because you will try to stop my collecting of slaves." So this guy thinks that all the people that he's killing, or that he killed, in the afterlife are going to be reincarnated, and he's going to be reincarnated into his slaves, and they are going to serve him not what a serial killer deserves. No. So the next serial killer that I will be doing, not on this video, but on the next video, which will be recorded, I don't know when. That one will be either on Ted Bundy or it'll be on John Wayne Gacy. We'll see which one I decide. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you want. Bye.